You kind of reinvent the wheel there. How about a pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Morning.
Roll call, Allison.
Commissioner Campbell,
Here.
Road Commissioner Greenan,
Here.
Chairman Onan,
Here.
Mr. Thompson,
Here.
and Mr. Werner.
Present.
All present.
Okay, great. Well,
If somebody's phone too close to the, thank you.
okay, the phone's away, I guess. Okay. Well, I entertain a motion to approve the agenda unless there's a late addition or deletion.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second. Okay. Support. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. We have an agenda. Okay, approval of the minutes. Any discussion? Nope.
I have moved we approve the minutes as presented.
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. We have minutes.
Especially considering my memory doesn't go back to March. Argue otherwise.
Public comment. Seeing none, hearing none. Okay, we move on to the purpose of this meeting. And we have our triennial dam inspection in front of us. And did everyone get a chance to, I know it just came in a couple of days ago. Did everyone get a chance to review it? So we can take a couple minutes here to go through that.
I might ask for some clarification on, we would recommend this, is that right, Jim, to the County Board of Commissioners? So when we vote, we're making a recommendation as opposed to approving the actual inspection.
Uh-huh.
And so, Tim, you would probably want to make sure this gets on the agenda also for August. For
Yeah.
Executive.
Right.
I can make sure that happens.
Okay.
Depending on whatever the
Decide.
action is.
Okay.
Okay, that'd be great, Jim. Appreciate it.
That's one of the reasons I wanted to be here, so.
Okay. Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman, I think that the option concerning underwater dive inspection,
Yeah.
whether we use a diver or a drone, I think is
Yeah.
the one recommendation we need to address, or we should address in our recommendation to the board.
What has been done in the past?
I believe it's always been hands-on.
It's always
underwater
been hands-on
divers.
diving.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, the drone, underwater drones are relatively new technology.
This is something, when I spoke with Sean Middleton, the engineer, he brought up that they are using submersibles, drones, on other, dams, across the state, and he just wanted to offer it. So I told him to go ahead and put it in, just so we can see the difference in price here between the underwater drone versus the underwater dive, with the human. And, of course, it does cost more with the human, but, you can't, replace really, a diver, with a drone, I think, when it comes to hands-on inspection. I feel we should, do, like we did in the past and use an actual diver, for the inspection. I'm sure the drone has, its place, if you need a quick inspection, diver's not available. But I think in this case, we do have a diver available. That's what I recommend. Let's go with the diver.
Would, if I may, we have a policy as far as getting RFPs for projects. Is this an exception to that, as in there aren't that many folks who do this, so we would need to hire this company, or is it, we obviously have just one proposal before us? Is that because, there's so many fish, yeah, you're the right guy to answer that. Or is that because they are the ones who have the history and therefore make a lot of sense? I'm sorry. Yeah, please.
I just know a little bit about this, there's a group like this out of St. Joseph. They do this kind of thing. I haven't really explored it in doing an RFP. Outside of that group, that I think would qualify to be able to do this job. I don't know if we'd have to go outside the state. They're the only ones in the state that I know. That have, if their business models to do these kinds of dive inspections and construction.
Well, the Spicer Group, has the history here at the dam, that's really why I would like to stick with the Spicer Group, just because of the history. But I think the dive part of it is, we could entertain the dive part of the inspection doesn't have to be through Spicer,
Yeah, honestly, I would defer to their expertise. I would ask them how it was done,
Yeah.
in other similar situations, how they doing that. And then I can let you know what they said. I think to piggyback what you said, if I think a diver is the way to go, but I mean, you could do something like, you could stipulate, okay, we'll do a drone inspection, this one and the next one, you have to do a diving one. I'm just throwing.
Sure.
If money is down.
Well, I feel, we probably need to make a decision. I think just to go with a diver right now, then I think, I don't know, what's your opinion there, Garth?
I would agree with that, because one of the things I know that, when John was involved, he was, there was some, not concern, but just interest in making sure that the seals were in
Yeah,
good shape.
that's a good point.
And I think that can be done best by hands-on.
When you use a diver, they can move debris. A drone can do a lot of documentation, but a diver actually moves stuff out of the way. If there's seaweed, if there's zebra mussels, whatever happens to exist, it's nice to have hands-on with gloves, move stuff out of the way, take pictures. In the past, do they take a lot of pictures? Does the diver document? Is it all written after the fact, or are there photographs taken during the dive?
Yeah, there is, I believe they have photographs and maybe even, I'd have to check with some of Steve's old files here, but there might even have been a video, you know.
Yeah, I would certainly recommend going with a diver at this point.
Yeah. Dwayne would,
Yeah,
yeah,
actually being down there for the dive when it was going on, the divers were actually, they're in boat in the water, and the way the rocks and everything are situated at the end of the dam and the spillway where it was underneath, they can actually get into those areas. They feel around with their hands. They're
Yep.
very close. They're right on top of it.
right,
So we shut the dam down. It's calm. They get right in there and they have
yeah,
hands on.
right, right,
So the divers are.
yeah. Do you recall the divers taking photos or videos,
I
right?
recall them taking both,
Okay.
photos or videos.
Okay,
I think it was just from my recollection.
maybe if there was an issue or something,
Yeah.
if there was an issue, they would document it,
They
yeah,
just got in.
think they do.
were right
Yeah,
on top of
yeah.
it.
Okay, great, thanks.
So the diver could pick up all the cell phones that have been dropped into the water over the last few years. I don't know how many,
Yeah, really.
I've only heard stories, but quite a few.
They looked for one carat diamond ring that a lady was showing off.
Oh, my gosh.
It did send it in. And they said, right down there, can you take a peek? And didn't find it.
They did or didn't?
Didn't.
Oh, did.
That's how close they get. It's right on top.
Yeah, yeah.
Do we need a motion?
Yeah, I would like to entertain a motion to approve, diver versus drone.
Second?
And when you say approve, you mean recommend?
Or recommend. Yeah, we're recommending, right. Yeah, should have worded that differently.
That's fine.
So we're recommending a diver. So there's support for that?
I'll support.
Okay. Well, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Mr.
Opposed?
Chairman, I think, is this have to be a roll call vote?
Oh.
I don't know.
No,
No, because we're not actually recommending the spending of the funds. We're
Right.
just
right. And it doesn't
recommending-
need to be a roll call vote, even if you are recommending.
Okay, that's different,
For-
road
yep.
commission.
Yep.
Opposed, the same? And we go with the divers. Any other discussion regarding the upcoming inspection?
I really would, that's my coffee cup I left here.
This one?
Yeah. I think it's cooled off since.
Yeah, I think- Okay,
I would really recommend that we go out and get bids next time. I know we're in a position where we only meet quarterly. But it would, I think it sends a message to our contractors that we are watching our money and they need to help us do that. So if there's another company in Michigan that does this, I would give them a crack at it. It's gonna be 3 years, I understand.
yeah,
Those
yeah.
with longer memories than mine maybe can remember that. Jim'll be around 3 years, so he'll push that. And,
Okay,
so, and our
Yeah.
staff will, yeah.
okay. Any other comments?
Any other discussions,
Any
as
other
long as we're all here?
Yeah,
About,
about
I mean, dredging was the big thing before. Is that kind of going away? You don't want to bring that up or discuss it, or, I mean, I haven't heard any complaints about lake level. That's kind of, I mean, I haven't.
I haven't either.
Haven't either.
People on the river have complained to me as a representative of the Lake Association that it's too shallow and should be dredged. It's not something the Lake Association wants to be involved with. Not that we would oppose it, it's just a big project. And I don't know that it's really the dam authority's job to
No,
control the river.
no. Not to my knowledge. No.
One comment about watching the lake level. I think over the last few months, it's been controlled more accurately than all the history that I've seen. So it's impressive that you're keeping it low, but within limits. And we've had some interesting rains.
Yeah.
The South Lake will fluctuate a great deal, but at the dam, it's been controlled better than I've noticed over the past few years. So, good work.
Yeah.
I'd like to add just on the back of that, because that'll come in later, Commissioner, for other things. That's because we've had 8 years of him apprenticing and learning that, under a guy that had, when you came on, 30 years. And I think it just speaks to the succession planning that needs to be in place for things that are that idiosyncratic and engineered.
Good.
Do you have an idea of when the inspection might happen?
Yeah, the first part of September, when I asked Sean, because 3 years ago, I think it was done in the first week, and I think we're looking at the same. We're shooting for the first or second week.
We can coordinate our greasing of the dam with that when we break it.
It sounds, yeah. Have you noticed that, because typically we can get into a dry period, and we really haven't had that this summer so far, have we?
No, we haven't.
It's heavy in the spring.
June 28th, I believe we got 2.25, so we had a significant rain event. That morning when we went down and pulled actually 2 boards from the spiller to get control. We had another rain event July 7th. But after pulling the boards, we held 9-1 at the dam. So 9-1 at the Narrows, 9-2 at the south end. And as of today, we're good. We did replace 1 board because we're coming into a dry spell. So we had to replace 1 board. So we're at 9.25 at the dam, 9-1 at the Narrows. And we did get a fluctuation this morning with the high pressure coming in at the south end. So it did pop it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But we're staying real consistent.
Yeah. Because that's one thing that Sean mentioned, typically when we do the dam inspection, we try and catch it at a dry period, but.
We're in a dry spell there for like the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah. Okay.
Whether that gets us to
Yeah. Okay. What about gauges? Everything's fine with the gauges as far as?
Everything's working fine, everything's working good. Our system is doing what it's supposed to do.
Great. Great.
A question about the bearing surface on the south end of the dam. People throw coins in there. Is there any conceivable way that those coins affect the bearing wear surface?
I don't believe so. Those metals are pretty soft, so if anybody would get one down into the, I've never seen it where because of the current and the flow of the dam, that it wouldn't settle right down into that hinge, so
Okay.
I don't think that's a factor. I would
Good.
hope not. So, nothing so far.
May I ask Patrick if we're getting along with Falling Waters Lodge? How is that situation?
For the uneasy truth, everything seems to be fine. I haven't heard anything.
We're working on verifying that we don't need that. There is something that their side of the lot line ADA compliant.
Working on as far, working with the building department or working
Through the
through?
building department as well as through the council.
Okay.
It's really an Americans with Disabilities Act issue as to whether or not, because the property, there's no question that our side of the property line is ADA compliant. The only question is, are we required to assure that there is, that on the other side of the property line, that it is also ADA compliant, so that it's publicly accessible, because it's a public facility.
And then Falling Waters Lodge never was ADA, right?
They're not ADA compliant. Their side of the lot line is not ADA compliant. That's correct.
I would think-
The question really is, it's an open legal question as to whether we're required to block access from our ADA compliant route into their non-ADA compliant. And we think that that the answer to that question is not required to do that legally. And we've been trying to verify that.
And they have the signage up indicating that only guests can enter.
But they don't enforce that. That's the
Right.
problem. And I asked them that direct question, why do you put no trespassing? Essentially, no trespassing signs up. You don't enforce it. Well, we don't want to keep the good crap out. We want to keep people that comply with that out. We don't want the locals to have to.
Sure.
You're actually saying you want to maintain a public access.
Sure. People going from Vans Beach to the Merc or whatever.
Exactly. I've walked a long way to avoid using their property.
Sure. Yeah.
So, because I thought that was the right thing to do.
And the lock isn't mysteriously not working anymore? Now it's just
The
fine?
lock was removed and we were in a position where we can replace it. But until that question is resolved, we have decided not to replace the lock until we know that we're actually legally required or not required to do it.
So there is access, you can walk?
Right now there's access.
Okay.
Right now there's access.
What is it going to be like working with, what does that mean? You're working with Cole Stoker to make that determination? Seems like that'd be a pretty easy answer for being almost 1st of August.
We've had other issues that have gotten in the way of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the Easing Construction did an awesome job, I thought. Have you seen the walkway there?
No,
I think it looks great. I walked on it the other day.
Yeah, they did a great job.
Yeah, it looks really nice. It's a
Yeah.
really hard wood.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like one of the most dense woods, is that it? The dense.
Drill it with a drill bit before you can see the square.
Yeah,
Very, very nice.
And the railings, nice.
yeah.
Wheels, all that.
Everything.
Metal.
Yep, yeah, it looks
They
very,
did a fantastic job.
looks really sharp. Yeah, looks sharp.
I'd be curious if there ever were a lock to be put back in place, how then would the guests of the Falling Waters get through if it were our lock?
They would not be able
Okay. Yeah, that seems like a bad scenario.
Yeah,
to me.
that's,
to. That's the issue.
I guess as
that's a big.
as a fellow hotel
that-
owner,
that's-
I'd be pretty pissed off.
That's a big feature,
Yeah.
you know, when you're staying there, that's a big feature,
I know that there's been anecdotes of people hopping over the fence too.
yeah. Yeah.
I
Pardon?
pointed out that there was a big feature that was constructed at significant cost by Leelanau County.
Yeah,
And that if you wanted, and if they wanted to maintain it, if we were legally required to use the lock,
mhm,
they would have to do something on their side to make it ADA compliant, and that's what we're doing now.
mhm. Well, I thought at one time, weren't they talking about constructing a walkway around the east side of the building over to
There's
the,
been some discussion of that, but I don't know where that's.
oh,
I don't know where that's happening.
yeah,
And Basically, the last conversation we had was that they did not want to make any changes to their side, but they also wanted the big to be online. That was our last conversation.
To your point, Patrick, 4 beers gives you the courage, but not the coordination
Yeah,
to get over there.
Yeah, that's what City, Florida is all about that.
Yeah.
that's what we were concerned about.
Yeah.
And, yeah, that's definitely what we were concerned.
Okay. Well, is there any other discussion?
Chairman, can I ask
Yeah.
a question here?
Mhm.
On the motion that was made, the only recommendation was to use the diver. Is there any information that you wish to have in there regarding the fees?
Well,
I mean, you're approving.
yeah, when I talked to Sean at the time,
You want to do
he
up to a
put this
certain amount?
together, we don't have we have an estimate right now on the underwater dive. He has a dive, as he says, a dive consultant contractor would need to be hired to perform the work. At this time, we estimate these fees would be between $7,500 and $10,000, but a quote from a contractor would need to be obtained to determine actual, contracted cost. So he is aware that we're most likely, I already told him to go ahead with getting a confirmed price on a diver. So he's in the process right now of getting a number for a diver.
So the only recommendation today
Well, the
from the authority
recommendation,
is just to go with the
with
diver
the
versus the
diver,
drone?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Is that,
I've already reached out to the group and, just for information. It's called Underwater Construction Corporation, and on their website, they do have diving services.
mhm.
I can just try to get some information.
Yeah, that would be great. That'd be great, Pat.
Hopefully well, I'm sure that when it comes to the county board, they're gonna want a more secure number and an up to number. I think that's where you're going. Usually,
Yeah,
recommendations, to approve a contract have a dollar amount,
right.
that closely follows what's being requested by the county subcontractor, or contractor and subcontractor. So we're a little premature on this without solid prices.
Well, just in the diving part of it, yeah. The
But
dive-
we can clear that up
Yeah,
at the county board level, and,
Well, I said I wanted to be here to hear your discussion, and
yeah,
what I would intend to do. I think what I'm hearing you say is you do want to proceed with the recommendation for the Spicer Group.
yes,
You want to proceed with them preparing the dam report.
Yes.
But you would like that report to be supplemented by an actual physical dive.
yes,
And that's we'll be in touch with the Spicer Group to arrange, because I think that portion of it will certainly be subject to bidding or at least 3 proposals.
right,
On the cost of that portion of the contract.
right. And it sounds like Patrick has a connection here right now.
I just have a line,
Okay,
a lead.
right.
yeah, and if I might, who, are we soliciting that bid, or is Spicer soliciting that bid? I assume Spicer, because it's part of their contract.
Yes, it is. Yeah, but,
We kind of relinquish our responsibility to Spicer, through this. I mean, he doesn't, there's no requirement that he get bids out there. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
have a personal relationship
yeah,
with him.
well, Sean, I can simply just say, Sean, I need 3 bids.
From the research that I've
You know,
done here just
I-
briefly, it appears that they are taking the data. They might contract out a diver to do the inspection, but what we're paying for is better analysis of. So it would be worthwhile to talk to him to say,
Yeah.
you know, what what is it that they contract the diver to do? Does he have any special certifications? But in just briefly looking over the diving services that are provided, they have dam inspection services under it. So it appears to be that, that we could possibly shop around for diving services.
Yeah.
If that's what the county wants to do.
Mr. Chairman, I guess we should be careful though, if we're directing an engineer to contract with a specific company that's not one of their choosing. There may be some issues with liability involved, because if they don't have a say over who the subcontractor is, a subcontractor to them, because
Right,
the diver would be subcontracting to the professional firm.
okay.
I don't know if that's entirely the case. I think that we might be just contracting two things. You contract the dam for the analysis of the data, and you contract the diving company for gathering the data.
Okay.
So it could be two separate things. We have to do more research and find out if that's the case.
It could be two different things, however, the way the proposal was written, it would be a subcontractor to Spicer that would do the dive work.
I think that would be subject to our discussions and negotiations with them regarding the final contract on this project.
So what you're saying is Spicer, we shouldn't be asking Spicer to get 3 bids.
Well, we could ask them to get 3 bids,
Mhm.
of divers that they feel are technically able to do it.
Right. I mean, ultimately, the responsibility falls on Spicer, right?
Correct.
So,
So Spicer comes back to us with a number, they have to keep the cost of the diver, because we're going with their bid.
mhm.
Is that not correct?
That appears to me to be the way
Yeah.
the contract is written, is we're contracting with Spicer to do the dam inspection,
Right,
plus the dam inspection includes the underwater inspection.
right,
So there would only be one contract,
yeah,
and that would be with Spicer.
This is what I'm trying to explain, is that there are diving groups like the one I mentioned that specifically do dam inspections.
right, Right.
So
right,
So just trying to understand it, I don't think that we're necessarily limited to Spicer's suggestion, although they might have a process that they use. But
Mhm.
there is something for just the inspection. Now, once you have the diver's data, someone who says, we do dive inspections, these are our qualifications, certifications, our resume, okay? Then you can see if that aligns with, what Spicer needs. But with Spicer, from what I understand, is they're gonna look at the data and they're gonna say, this is the overall engineering of the dam.
mhm.
So, yes, they may do that, but that is a service provided by diving companies specifically.
But there's nothing in here that holds, their wording on what they provided us is that they would need to be hired to perform this work. At this time, we estimate these fees would be X to X, 7,500, 10,000, but a quote from the contractor would need to be obtained to determine the actual contracted cost. So their anticipation is they're gonna flow through whatever that cost is. And I would suggest that before it comes to the county board, that number gets, I probably wouldn't vote for this on the county board level unless there's an actual number.
Right,
I
Yeah.
hear what you're saying, absolutely.
yeah, right. Nothing's been signed yet.
No.
So, okay.
But if I hear you correctly, Commissioner, then it's like we need a little more information to follow up and figure out what we don't know.
We need a number.
Yeah, well, Sean's already aware of that,
Okay.
he is working on getting the number firmed up, so. Any other?
You beat that up enough?
One comment about the sensors, we do have to trim some foliage, both at Birch Point And at the dam, the sensor at the dam, the solar collector is pretty much buried under the current foliage. Patrick, who owns the lattice structure that goes parallel with the water flow on the north side of the dam? Could we move the sensor?
Well, that was the section that I believe we claimed, was it not?
No, on the north.
The north side, the north side. Well, the Merck, well,
I think the Merck one.
the sensor is over by the Merck, right? The Merck
Yeah.
property there?
Yeah.
Would it be a problem if we moved the actual solar collector? There's a long enough feed on the line that we could move it away from the foliage to the west.
Or is it possible to even move it north along
Well,
there's a fence.
Still is there, and that fence is starting to come over a little bit from when I was looking at it this morning. But I believe I mean, we could put a post in and just move it a little bit, to the west.
Well, if you would take a look, I can certainly come and do it, but I want to put it where it's legal.
Yeah, no, it would just be, about a foot would do it, so. No, that's something I could do. And then when the birds run, or birds point, honestly, I've never seen
Yeah, that one I can just trim,
that. Okay.
not a problem.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's one thing I can take a look at. Either, I'm pretty sure we own the property.
Okay. I'll wait for your recommendation.
All right.
Yeah, I believe we go up to the Merck property on the north side there.
Yeah, because the walkway to, the property to the dam walkway would be ours.
Yep.
I can take a look at the folders, but it's just as simple as just trimming the trees.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't look horrible, but let's, we tried today.
Okay,
That's all.
all right. Well, so I guess we move on to public comment. Seeing none, hearing none, commissioners' comments?
I have no comment.
None.
Well, I believe, we entertain a motion, for adjournment.
Also move.
Support?
Okay. We're adjourned.
All in favor?
All in favor? Oh, that's right. We were supposed to say all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
No objections.
No objections, yeah.